Guillermo del Toro is a Mexican film director, screenwriter, producer, and novelist. He's best known for his work on both dark fantasy pieces like The Devil's Backbone and the Oscar-winning film Pan's Labyrinth, as well as his work on superhero and sci-fi movies such as Pacific Rim, Blade 2, and the Hellboy movies. Del Toro brings true artistic sensibility to these genres that aren't normally taken seriously as art. Del Toro does this using four things: visual character development, his use of color and lighting, practical effects, as well as taking great care with world building. Let's look at the first one, visual character development. Del Toro uses short shots of things to convey character development without having to have someone come on and explain it. For example, in Hellboy, when we meet our hero, we have him smoking a cigar and lifting weights, super macho, right? But we also have shots of kittens that we know he loves running around his apartment. So, well, yes, he is super macho. It shows that he has another side to him that's kind and caring. We also have the professor from the Hellboy movies, who in his first scene, we see with both a crucifix and tarot cards. This lets us know that he is religious, as well as open to the occult, which, shows that he's kind of open-minded, as the two don't normally go that well together. Then we have the captain from Pan's Labyrinth. Right here, his very first shot is of his pocket watch. This lets us know that he is cold, calculating, and regimented, like a clock. All these little hidden shots leave little subconscious hints in our brain about the characters in Del Toro's movies. Another way that Del Toro brings artistic elements to his films is through light and color. In the first Hellboy movie, as well as in Pan's Labyrinth, we see a color palette that alternates constantly between dark blue and warm yellows. Then there's shots like this that I love, where the fire very noticeably stands out against the cold blue of the shot, with its warmth. Pacific Rim, on the other hand, well, dabbles less in this feeling of hot versus cold. I've noticed is very bright and colorful. Every shot has some sort of bright, multicolored light in it, CGI or otherwise. And with the kaiju, there was no reason to make their blood glow blue like that, other than artistic choice, but man, it really works well. And then we have Blade 2. This movie does something kind of interesting, where the backlighting is always super dark, but there's this multicolored light that's always falling on the characters' faces. It gives the movie a very unique, almost chaotic feel, which fits the tone of the film very well. Del Toro effectively uses color and lighting in a way that is both aesthetically pleasing and creates a mood unique to the film in question. The third artistic element Del Toro uses in his movies is practical effects, or more specifically his use of makeup rather than CGI for human-sized monsters. In Pan's Labyrinth, the makeup used for Pan is simply stunning. It looks good and is semi-realistic too, as opposed to the CGI fairies that flutter around him. The same is said for the Hellboy movies. Instead of making him CGI, along with his friend Abe Sapien, Del Toro uses makeup and prosthetics to make the characters feel more real. Again, this is even seen in Blade 2 with the weird vampires. That's all makeup, and it looks amazing. Terrifying, creepy, disturbing, yes. That guy is ugly, but amazing nonetheless. Del Toro really is able to make these worlds feel three-dimensional, almost like you could reach out and touch them. Which brings me to my final point, world building. If Del Toro is known for anything, it's going above and beyond in his world creation. Here we have the troll market from Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. For this scene, Hellboy and friends were sent out on a mission to gather some intel on some guys there. Del Toro could have easily made this scene 2 minutes long, in and out, but instead, he creates this whole underground market for monsters. It shows you what's really under the city of New York, and it doesn't just show you some worldly elements, it punches you in the face with them. This is seen time and time again with Del Toro. The other side of the breach in Pacific Rim, the castle scene in the opening of Pan's Labyrinth, heck, even in Blade 2 with the vampire rave. All these crazy, spectacular shots culminate into this amazing ability Del Toro has to create worlds and bring them to life on the big screen. And, in the end, Isn't that really what the art of film is?